The NFL Today on CBS Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
And welcome back to the NFL Today. Right now, the Bengals and the Vikings are getting set for their matchup. And as we approach kickoff, we send you out live to Minneapolis with our announcers, Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, and Evan Washburn.
Eagle along with Hall of Famer Dan Fouts. Evan Washburn joins us down on the sidelines. The Vikings' 8-game winning streak was snapped last week against Carolina. The question, was that a speed bump, or is there legitimate concern down the stretch of the season? One thing that's very obvious for Minnesota, Case Keenum, their quarterback, having the best year of his career.
Yeah, he's a terrific competitor. And when you check him out, what he does a great job of feeling is the pass rush, while his focus remains down the field. And so by buying time in the pocket, he allows his receivers extra time to get open. And he's been just excellent in the play-action passing game. He's thrown 5 touchdown passes off play action as he drops real deep, sees over the defense, and his 70% completion rate is 4th best in the league. And today he'll have tight end Kyle Rudolph. He was questionable this week with a sore left ankle. His 7 touchdowns leads Minnesota.
Let's update you on the offensive line, though. Question marks there. Rashad Hill will start on the left side. He had been playing the right side because Mike Remmers returns, hasn't played since week 8. But Riley Reif is out today with an ankle injury. Elfline was a question mark as well. For Minnesota defensively, you're talking about one of the top groups in the NFL. That's not a big surprise considering Mike Zimmer and his background, former defensive coordinator of the Cincinnati Bengals, and this unit is playing at a high level.
Yeah, in spite of giving up a bunch of yards and points last week to Carolina, the Vikings have one of the best defenses in the NFL. Tough to score on, tough to run or pass against, and the league's best in preventing third down conversions. They're led by defensive end Everson Griffin up front with his 13 sacks. That represents a career high with 3 games remaining. And safety Harrison Smith continues to provide the leadership and toughness to the Minnesota secondary.
Well, for Cincinnati, it's been a disappointing season. And the headline today, ESPN reporting earlier that Marvin Lewis is planning on leaving the team at the end of the season. Lewis will look to pursue other opportunities. It's been a rough 2-year stretch for Cincy.
Yeah, and you look at the numbers, and they're not pretty. But in my mind, the biggest problem for Marvin Lewis and the Bengals is that 0-7 in the playoffs and their inability to beat their biggest rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Let's get more right now on the Bengals down to the field, and Evan Washburn.
Well, and I spoke with Marvin Lewis this morning, and while he didn't deny those reports, he had no interest in commenting on them further, rather focusing on this game. And it's a game the Bengals come into extremely shorthanded, especially defensively. 3 players dealing with concussion suffered 2 weeks ago against the Steelers. Joe Mixon offensively, Vontaze Burfict, Drake Kirkpatrick also without Nick Vigil, and also Kevin Minter out. Sean Williams will play starting at safety. So an entirely new set of linebackers as they go up against an explosive Vikings offense, guys.
All right, Evan, time for us to do Project Smarter, presented by Home Depot.
Wide receiver A.J. Green has scored a touchdown on every 8th catch this season. And for the Vikings, their leading receiver is Adam Thielen. He has 80 catches so far for over 1,000 yards. He's been in the end zone 4 times. Now it's time for the Vikings to figure out how to get back on track and clinch the NFC North with a win today. And for the Bengals, they need Geno Atkins and his team-leading 7 sacks to make life miserable for Case Keenum.